actually hurts my feelings. But here we are, game 1 of the finals of the 2v2 tournament. CMcHugh against Clash with Can. An early tornado, though, gives a little bit of a whiff there because it doesn't activate the King Tower. Yaoyao and Molt have an Ice Golem coming down the left side, and an early rocket comes out for Clash with Cam. I believe they're both going to be running. Whoa, sick. I think they're both going to be running the same rocket decks they've run already.
Is that Molt running the Royal Giant?
He's never complained about that card.
No, not at all. Well, right side attack is going to be fizzling out as well. It gets a little bit of a hit down on the red side, down to 2041, but the Mega Minion shot down by the Princess. Air raid has been finished. Early
damage on both towers here, but no big push it. Whoa, take that back. Golem right at the river might be the game plan here. Let's see if this Golem can push. Now, I think the reason why they're doing it that aggressively is that Inferno Tower is out of cycle, so blue team is trying to get back to their Inferno Tower as quickly as possible, but it's just not working.
Cushion for this push, and I think that the Poison's going to give them a little bit of leeway here, but the Mega Minion does go down, and no support for these Golemites anymore. That left side tower is looking like it won't take a whole lot more damage here, will it?
No, not too much more damage, but I think the bigger story is that was a lot of elixir spent by Yaoyao and Molt, and it didn't end up kind of pushing too strongly. Yeah. But I think that gave McHugh and Clash with Cam the elixir advantage to start taking control of this game from a tempo standpoint. They can start playing the miners and the poisons and being the one who sets the pace of the game. You can't just play a Golem at the river and not get something for it and then expect not to be punished in return.
Left side bats catch that Musketeer. They won't be able to get in damage on the tower as they swoop on in and get shot down. But Knight catching the miners also looking pretty good. A relative standstill here in the arena, no connections just yet. But wow, a big push out the right lane. Graveyard is being supported by a Goblin Gang in the back.
And that is a defensive poison that's going to be used to kill the skeletons. Right as they pop out, you see the skeletons just falling all on their own. Oh. That's going to mitigate the amount of damage done to that tower. You know, I was surprised during their interview, the Tower Tornadoes didn't want to say who they were going to scout. At worst, they have the second pick. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Who's going to take this from you? Yeah, here we are, Royal Giants coming in again. Royal Giants surprisingly pretty good in 2v2. Not great in one-on-one, but excellent in 2v2 because it just forces damage through. There's not a lot of buildings you see in 2v2, so it pushes through. Takes the first tower for the Meta Maulers.
Good move by them. A little bit of help left on the RG, but I think that they'd be more likely to go for the second round if they needed to. Defense is an even easier task, though, and triple digits at the right side means they'll have to defend hard for 20 seconds, but that's not a whole lot of time to have to hold that thing up.
Yeah, the center place Royal Giant is always a threat, just like this. Even with the bats on there, no zap for the bats, unfortunately, but that tower is now down to less than the amount of health that is on their one surviving tower. So even if this one goes down here, I think there's a really good chance that TMD Yaoyao and Molt can take that second tower and win 2-1. But no, time runs out! The Rocket Miner was not enough, and game 1 goes to Molt and Yaoyao.
We've heard it in other sports, and it's definitely true in esports, at least this time anyways. The best defense is a good offense.
That's how the saying goes. Hate the player and the game.
Yes, that I've heard that before from somewhere, from someone wise.
Game 2. This could be the last 2v2 game that we see today, because if Yaoyao and Molt take it, then they have swept their opponents in the finals. This is that last game was the first loss that Tower Tornadoes took in the entire tournament, so we'll see what happens. Ooh. Thumbs up comes out, though, because P.E.K.K.A's a pretty good counter to Royal Giant.
Big Mama P.E.K.K.A chops him apart. We got a P.E.K.K.A and Knight pushing the left lane, but pulled apart by this aerial setup. Inferno Dragon with 2 Mega Minions, swiping them down. Looks like there might even be a little bit of a counterattack coming from TMD Yaoyao and Molt. Can they get another Royal Giant out there to block?
A miner of their own is going to distract the tower. Now you have a real big problem on your hands because that Inferno Dragon, if it locks onto the tower, can melt it. So that's why Electro Wizard comes out, constantly resetting the Inferno Dragon and never letting it heat up.
Civil engineers in the arena are going to be really mad after this match. There's just tunnels being dug all over the place. I don't know if the structural integrity of those bridges is going to hold up. I heard it takes 50 rockets to blow apart the bridge, but how many miners digging through is going to be able to take out that thing?
As you dig under the ice river, it's not magic, it's a shovel. And there goes the miner locking onto the tower again, bringing it down to 1782. Now, the damage has been really tight. Both teams have been playing incredible defense and not really taking too much damage on them. At the same time, Yaoyao and Molt have kept the pressure up, not letting McHugh and Clash with Cam just fire off rockets like they had against their past opponents.
Damage advantage for Team Yaoyao and Molt. Guys up on top, holding strong, but will double elixir time give the Tower Tornadoes a chance to turn this thing around?
The cannon card is going to defend that tower. The poison comes down to help weaken it, but that miner has made short work of, and there's still a shield on the cannon card. This is going to be a big threat for the tower if it can get close enough.
Oh, it's not quite in range yet. The Ice Golem and miner are going to keep it off, but will it be able to get in range after taking these guys out? No. torn apart, but the left side tower down to 1078. And a monster rocket onto the Inferno Dragon, wipes it out and takes the tower down to 585.
That Knight was never going to reach the tower, but it was good enough to hold the Inferno Dragon in place for just a couple seconds till the rocket takes it out. And you know, McHugh and ClashofCam, they mentioned during their interview how they've been doing a really good job of not like double playing the same spells, but they've already twice in this game played double log, and then they just did a double Ice Spirit. So maybe Molt and Yaoyao are getting in their head.
Could be. This finals match is really showing us the best of 2v2 Clash Royale. Wow, monster poison on defense. CMcHugh and Clash with Cam trying to keep this attack off, but the Inferno Dragon's getting awfully close. Finishes it off, but the Golemites are still going to be exploding on that left side tower. An avalanche of rubble tearing it down to 500, maybe even into 400 range with this poison on top.
Yeah, it'll be a little under that. Oh, this is hopefully going to be the winner. I was going to say, I believe that McHugh and Clash of Cam still have the rock and we're going to be able to take it down. The question is, can they hold off this Royal Giant long enough? 5 seconds left, but no, the Royal Giant's going to tie it up. Damage advantage, though, for McHugh and Clash with Cam on the right side.
A damage advantage, but they gotta still deal with this Royal Giant and Ice Golem combo in the left. Otherwise, that King is gonna take a lot of damage. I guess they're just gonna soak it and go in for the kill over the right anyways.
It might be hubris, but I don't think they believe the King Tower is going to be relevant at the end of this game. I think they all expect it to be on the right side. Now, what Yaoyao and Molt could do is keep trying to push that left side and force them to defend it, but the nature of these 2v2 maps, they're so small, it's like fighting in a phone booth, that you can place stuff in front of the King Tower and still have it go down the right side.
Cannon Kurt set up on defense, but it's not going to be able to pull in any Royal Giants unless it's in Destructo mode when it's deployed without the wheels. Looks like the Cannon Card actually will get a few pop shots against the Golem. The Musketeer locks on, though. Is this Inferno Tower going to be able to burn through it quickly enough? Looks likely. Nothing to deal with this Miner in the back. Tries to catch him with the Goblin Gang, but Zap and Poison take him out. Damage advantage still held by CMcHugh and Clash with Cam.
And they're keeping the minds. A predictive log comes down, doesn't hit any goblins, but does roll through the tower, bringing it down to under 750. This is looking like a pretty good counterattack, though. Rocket's going to do it. It's a double rocket, going to take it out. Poison does as well. We might go to a game 3 right here, and yes, the Poison takes it out. Tower Tornadoes, Colin McHugh, and Clash with Cam aged into competitive Clash Royale play and has not been away since. And here we are, game 3, the final game of the 2v2 tournament starting right now.
I love the arena that we have here. All the trophies stacked up on the left side tower. There's just so many of them. They're falling off into the river and floating all over the place.
The great thing about trophies that are shaped like a cup is you can drink out of them, as every Stanley Cup champion will tell you.
Oh, yeah. You drink the tears of your defeated opponents.
And hockey, that's not a foul. So here we go. We got an Inferno Tower coming down to block. Between the P.E.K.K.A. and the Inferno Tower, they have multiple answers for the Royal Giant.
Trying to keep this Royal Giant alive, and Ice Golem is just there long enough to keep it up. Royal Giant starts to lock out of the tower. 1-2 pop shots before the Flying Machine takes him out. Knight set up on the bridge to block for this Flying Machine, though. Looking like a good counterattack. Miner drills into the back, and this is going to be some damage over on the right side tower.
Funny little idiosyncrasy about Royal Giant. He outranges buildings, so when you log him backwards, you might knock him out of range of your defensive tower, and then he starts shooting and your tower doesn't.
You thought you were going to get him down, but he just moves out of range, jukes and dodges those Inferno bolts. Or what do you call that? When it burns you up, is that an Inferno?
Incineration.
Beam? The incineration beam.
The spontaneous combustion, brother.
The Eye of Sauron burning through your soul.
It's been a long show. We're doing voices now. All right, here we are. Game 3, 1,000 damage lead for Yaoyao and Molt. They are looking to close this out and take this tournament. It's going to be a little bit of a comeback here for McHugh and Clash with Cam. They're going to tie it up, but they did it last game. They can do it again.
Nice Miner poison out the right lane. And I think that once they've kind of figured out the tempo of their opponents, they're a little bit better positioned to set up their defenses to be able to block them. Ice Spirit on the Mega Minion, a great example. The 1-for-3 trade in CMcHugh and Clash with Cam's favor as they start the next counterattack. But Golem in the back, a big investment from Yaoyao and Molt, and it's looking like the Meta Maulers might be going for a bigger push than before on this right lane.
That rocket misses the Golem, unfortunately. So even though Golem can easily survive a rocket, it never hurts to get a little bit of damage and start to lower it. The P.E.K.K.A. comes down to start intercepting it, but the guards come down first. Great play there. The guards are going to distract that P.E.K.K.A. for multiple swings while the Inferno Dragon burns it down. This Golem is looking deadly.
Golem is not happy to see that P.E.K.K.A., but guards an Inferno Dragon to support it. means that the P.E.K.K.A is having a lot of difficulty being able to finish it off. I think that the Inferno Tower really was necessary from CMcHugh and Clash with Cam, but they're running out of time to tie this thing up. Still down on damage, and they're facing a big old Royal Giant marching on in. No Inferno Tower in their hand to stop it, and he gets the lock. They're forced now to go for the tie. Gotta send in a rocket to finish off that right side, because unfortunately, they just threw their poison and log out there. I mean, maybe they can cycle into a miner.
Probably can cycle back into a miner, but it's going to be close. 12 seconds left. Of course, the miner has to dig his way over there, and he can be intercepted. One miner comes down, gets the tower, so they don't have to send the second miner or any other spells, and now we're in a one-on-one matchup. But this Yaoyao Molt team has the advantage. They're already 500 damage ahead, and the poison is going to be not only effective, but it's hard to play Inferno Tower in the middle once your tower goes down. You have to play it kind of way off to the side, or else risk it getting swarmed by enemy troops.
Yeah, CMcHugh and Clash with Cam are playing a little risky on defense here, but I think it's paying off for them. Their tower's just about at half hit points, but they needed to turn this thing around and try to hang on against the massive beatdown attacks that were coming in. We got two miners soaking for this next push with a Goblin Gang directly on their opponent's side of the arena. This is a massive attack from the Tower Tornadoes. Lock is good from the Flying Machine, popping that thing down, and it is within rocket range now, Ram.
I believe we're going to be seeing a rocket soon, and that does it. CMcHugh and Clash with Cam are the winners of the 2v2 tournament. They are going to get the first overall draft pick of Heat E, the final heat of the day. 20 players cutting down to 8. It is going to be brutal. It's going to be heartbreaking, but the ones who survive get to join these YouTuber teams.